Welcome back to today's video. In this episode, we'll follow a young man as he takes on the challenge of building a wooden house on a hillside. Using sturdy timber and pure determination, he transforms raw materials into a stunning forest retreat. Stick around until the end to see the final masterpiece come to life. The journey begins with one of the most important steps, building a solid foundation on a steep hillside. It's not the easiest place to start a house, but that doesn't stop him. With determination and a shovel in hand, he starts digging deep holes into the sloped ground, carefully spacing them out. Then, like planting upside-down trees, he sets strong wooden posts firmly into the earth. Each post is measured and leveled with precision, ensuring the entire structure will stand tall and stable. Because let's face it, when you're building on a slope, one wrong move and your house could slide into tomorrow. So yes, a rock-solid foundation isn't just important, it's absolutely essential. With the foundation firmly in place, it's time to bring the floor to life. He carefully chooses thick, sturdy wooden beams, each one strong enough to support the weight of a home. Then, with focus and precision, he begins to assemble the frame. Beam after beam is lifted, aligned, and secured into position, forming a tight grid that stretches across the foundation posts. Every joint is reinforced, every corner square, as he methodically builds the skeleton of the floor. Once the floor frame is complete, he moves on to the next crucial step, laying the surface. On top of the sturdy beams, he begins placing thin yet durable wooden planks, one right next to the other. Each plank is measured and trimmed with care to ensure a tight fit, leaving no gaps in between. Bit by bit, the bare frame transforms into a solid wooden platform, ready to hold up the entire structure. He grabs his trusty saw and begins trimming the edges of the floor, cutting along the outer lines with steady hands and sharp focus. Each pass of the saw shaves away uneven ends, turning a rough outline into a clean, polished shape. With the floor now complete, it's time to raise the frame of the house. He begins by standing up tall vertical posts along the edges, carefully mapping out the rough outline of each wall. These sturdy columns will serve as the backbone of the structure, marking where the rooms will take shape. One by one, he lifts them into place and secures them tightly, checking each one for alignment. But this isn't just a flat, boxy frame. He adds a clever twist to the design. The central posts are built taller than those along the outer edges, creating a wavy, uneven roofline that adds character and charm. Once the vertical posts are standing strong, he moves on to the next stage, connecting them with horizontal beams. Carefully, he lifts and fastens each beam across the tops of the posts, forming the upper frame of the walls. These horizontal connections lock everything together, adding strength and structure to the growing frame. Slowly but surely, the outline of the house becomes more defined. From a distance, the framework begins to take on a unique shape, like three tall rectangular boxes standing side by side, with the center section rising slightly higher than the two on either side. With the basic wall frames in place, he turns his attention to reinforcing the structure. To make sure everything stays strong and steady, he begins adding diagonal beams to each section of the wall. These cross braces are carefully measured and cut, then firmly fixed between the vertical posts and horizontal beams. As he fastens each one, the frame becomes noticeably more solid, less like a skeleton and more like a fortress in the making. Next, he begins shaping the house into a true living space by adding frames for the windows and the main door. With careful measurements and a carpenter's eye for balance, he installs horizontal and vertical beams within the wall structure, outline each opening. These wooden frames mark where sunlight will one day pour in and where the front door will welcome anyone who visits. Every piece is cut precisely and secured tightly, ensuring that the future windows and door will fit perfectly and function smoothly. Bit by bit, the bare wooden frame starts to feel more like a home, not just a structure in the forest, but a place with views, light, and a path inward. These openings hint at the life to come inside. With the walls standing strong and the openings for windows and doors in place, he turns his focus upward to the roof. Climbing up onto the frame, he begins building the roof structure by adding a series of angle beams that rise to meet at the center. These rafters form a classic triangular peak, giving the house its familiar pitched roof shape. Each beam is measured, cut, and secured with precision, ensuring symmetry and strength. As the triangle takes form above the sturdy walls, the entire frame now looks complete, like a true shelter taking shape in the wilderness. To reinforce the newly built triangular roof structure, he adds horizontal beams between the peaks of each triangle. It's a crucial step that strengthens the entire roof system, preventing the angled rafters from shifting under pressure or over time. At the front of the house, just beyond the main entrance, he decides to extend the living space by building a small platform that reaches out from the main floor. Using the same sturdy beams, he constructs a wooden extension, seamlessly connected to the existing frame. This added section serves as a front porch. It's a small addition, but it adds charm, functionality, and a warm invitation to anyone approaching the house. For the walls of the house, he chooses to use wooden planks, a natural and fitting material for a hillside home. He decides to build the walls in 2 layers for added strength and insulation. Starting with the first layer, he selects thin, flat wooden boards and begins attaching them horizontally across the wall frames. Each plank is spaced evenly, creating a neat and breathable pattern that still offers support and coverage. Working with steady rhythm, he begins attaching the wooden planks wall by wall, moving smoothly from one side of the house to the next. Each board is nailed into place with care, creating a continuous flow around the frame. As he moves along, he keeps a sharp eye on precision. Whenever a plank extends beyond the edges of the wall or crosses into a window or doorway, he pauses, picks up his saw, and trims away the excess. As he works his way around the house, carefully aligning each board, the skeletal frame slowly transforms into solid walls. This first layer not only gives structure to the exterior, but also adds a rustic charm, letting the beauty of the wood grain shine through in every slat. With the first layer of smooth, evenly spaced planks complete, he moves on to the second layer, and this time, he chooses a more natural, rustic touch. He selects wooden boards that still bear their natural curves, textures, and the raw colors of the wood. These planks, with their organic shapes and varied tones, bring a sense of character and life to the structure. Carefully, he overlays them on top of the gaps left between the lower planks, not only sealing the wall more completely, but also creating a unique visual effect. The contrast between the clean lines of the first layer and the wild, wavy grain of the second brings warmth and charm to the house. Each piece is different, yet together they form a beautiful patchwork, like the forest itself woven into the walls. It's no longer just a shelter. It's a work of art carved from nature. With the roof frame fully secured, he turns his attention to protecting the house from the elements. To create a waterproof barrier, he begins unrolling sheets of thick nylon. Climbing up onto the rafters, he carefully stretches the material across the entire roof frame, pulling it tight so there are no loose folds or gaps. With the waterproof nylon layer in place, he begins covering the roof using the same type of flat wooden planks he used for the first layer of the walls. Starting from the bottom edge of the roof, he carefully lays each plank horizontally, working his way upward, one row at a time. Each new board slightly overlaps the one beneath it, creating a natural shingling effect that helps guide rainwater down and away from the house. This overlapping technique not only enhances water resistance, but also gives the roof a layered, textured look. With each plank carefully placed and each edge securely reinforced, the roof is completed. The overlapping planks create a rhythmic pattern that gives the roof its solidity and character. From a distance, the shape of the roof is clear and distinct, a sharp triangular peak rising above the forest floor, framed by the delicate lines of the planks. The roof doesn't just cap the house, it completes it, giving the entire structure a sense of balance, shelter, and identity. Now, with the roof fully formed, the house stands proud on the hillside, ready to face sun, wind, and rain with confidence. With the main surface of the roof complete, he turns his attention to the finer details, the edges. To give the roof a clean and finished look, he begins attaching wooden planks along the sides of the triangular roofline. These edge boards are carefully cut to match the slope of the roof, then firmly secured along the exposed beams. One by one, he installs them, closing off any remaining gaps and adding an extra layer of protection against wind and rain. As each board falls into place, the roof gains a polished appearance, with crisp lines framing its distinctive shape. It's a subtle but important touch, bringing both durability and elegance to the overall structure, the final strokes on a rooftop masterpiece. To complete the exterior, he turns his attention to the open space between the edge of the floor and the ground below. This gap, if left exposed, could let in wind, rain, or even curious animals. So, he carefully seals it off using the same natural, textured wooden planks he used for the second layer of the walls. These boards, with their curved surfaces and raw wood tones, are cut to size and neatly fastened along the base of the house, following the slope of the land. As he works his way around, the house begins to look more grounded, as if it truly belongs to the hillside. This final layer not only adds protection and insulation, but also visually ties the structure together, wrapping it in the same rustic charm from top to bottom. Moving inside, he begins working on the ceiling to give the interior a warm and finished look. To cover the exposed rafters and insulate the space, he lines the underside of the roof with wooden planks. Each board is carefully measured, cut, and fitted snugly between the beams, then secured in place to form a smooth, continuous surface overhead. The inside of the house begins to feel more enclosed and cozy. The natural color and grain of the wood bring a sense of warmth and comfort, turning the open frame into a sheltered living space. With the ceiling now fully covered, the home takes another big step toward becoming a peaceful retreat in the heart of the forest. With his saw in hand, he carefully moves along the perimeter of the ceiling, cutting away any uneven or protruding pieces of wood. Each stroke brings sharper lines and cleaner angles, defining the edges of the ceiling with precision. Just like the roof above, the ceiling inside follows the same step structure, with sections of varying height. To create a seamless transition between the lower and higher parts of the ceiling, he adds connecting beams across the gaps. These horizontal wooden pieces are carefully positioned to bridge the levels, forming clean, structured lines that visually tie the ceiling together. With the structure nearly complete, he turns his attention to the interior, starting with one of the most essential pieces, a sturdy wooden bed. He gathers thick, solid beams and begins carefully constructing the frame. Each piece is measured, cut, and joined together with precision, creating a strong foundation that won't budge or creak. Once the frame was installed, he placed evenly spaced bars on top to hold the mattress. The result was a simple but sturdy bed. To complete the interior, he builds a solid set of furniture, a sturdy wooden table accompanied by matching chairs. The finished set blends perfectly with the rest of the cabin, both rustic and functional. Together, the bed and the table set bring warmth and purpose to the interior, turning it from a simple shelter into a true home, ready to be lived in and enjoyed. With the interior coming together, he turns his focus back to the entrance and begins crafting a solid wooden door. Using thick, well-seasoned planks, he assembles a strong rectangular panel, reinforcing it with horizontal braces for added strength. Once the door is complete, he carefully fits it into the framed opening at the front of the house. He installs sturdy hinges, making sure the door swings smoothly, and then secures it in place. To complete the look and function of the house, he moves on to the windows and gives them a modern yet elegant touch by installing glass panes. He carefully measures each window frame, then cuts the glass to fit precisely. With steady hands, he places the glass into wooden casings and secures them tightly in place. Turning his attention to the extended front porch, he decides to add a finishing touch that brings both safety and charm, a wooden railing. Using sturdy wooden posts, he first installs vertical supports evenly spaced around the edge of the platform. Then, he connects them with smooth horizontal beams, forming a strong and balanced railing that wraps around the open porch. Each piece is carefully measured and securely fastened, creating a protective barrier without blocking the view. Inside the cozy cabin, he added another essential feature, a small indoor stove for cooking and heating. In a corner of the room, he cleared a space and began assembling a heat-resistant stove. The design is simple but practical, perfectly suited to the small wooden house. He carefully hooked up a metal chimney, running it through the wall to safely direct the smoke outside. This small stove not only provided a way to prepare hot meals, but also provided comfort on cold forest nights. And so his house is completed. Thank you for accompanying him on this journey. If you like, don't forget to leave a like and a subscription so you don't miss the next videos. Goodbye and see you again.